What's up, Outlaw Nation? How is everyone today? I want to go over a bug out bag with you that I personally have, that I personally keep, that you guys forget about. Because here's why. In your minds, you only see bug out as this event or that event, whatever it is. There's an EMP, there's an economic collapse. But what if you had to bug out for other reasons? What if you have to bug out for somebody's coming to get you? What if you have to bug out for you've been accused of a crime that you didn't actually do? Or what if you have to bug out and one of these events really did happen, but your bug out scenario, you prepared for tactical or living in the woods when you should have prepared for something else? All right, guys, I've got some pretty unique items here today. I got a different point of view for you than what you've normally thought or seen, or what most of your favorite YouTubers have said. So do me a favor, stop right now, subscribe, and tell me what is in your bug out bag. What is it right now for your get home bag, bail out bag? Like, this is my, I have to get from here to here bag, right? Tell me what's in yours right now. Hit that subscribe button, put some comments underneath here. All right, so the first thing is, the top priority should be for you to live, reconvene, make sure that you're okay, and then take another action. So that's how I look at this bag. As an event happened, whatever it is, I need to get somewhere to separate myself from this event, think about it, pause, regather, gain intel, and then make my next action move. So I've put together a few things that I keep with me all of the time that travel with me everywhere I go, and I call it my international bag. All right, so the first thing is I use an SOE bag. It's an SOE day bag. It's actually kind of cool. If you go to SOE and watch John's story, I think some guy was running his mouth and he was like, hey, your bag's no better than a JanSport. So he went and bought a JanSport. I think this is the details. He went and bought a JanSport and he said, this is how I would build a JanSport if I was building one. So that's kind of how I look at this bag. It has 3 pockets. Oh, yep, 3 pockets on it. I keep a little glasses cleaner on the outside of it. But I chose black for a reason. Like, if you walk around the airport anywhere in the world, and now I've been to, I guess, I have no idea how many countries here lately. Black kind of blends in with everything. Everybody has a black bag. You're not standing out with a black backpack. Remember, I'm not trying to hide in the woods, but even if I was trying to hide in the woods, black's not a bad color. All right, this is gonna be a part right here that blows some of your minds. So I have 2 pair of pants inside of here. One of them is North Face's khaki looking pants. The other one's Under Armour. I think they're golf pants. But one thing I want you to notice about these is, one, I've worn them in the winter. They're not super warm, but they're fine. They also look really well when you dress up. Khakis, right? I can dress well with these. I can also dress down or super casual with these. Look, this is what's most important about these. Look how I can roll these up, and they don't weigh much, and I can fit these in the bottom of my bag very easily. But this gives me a khaki pair and a darker pair. Look, if I had to run through the woods, I could still do it in these pants. That's what they're made for. But I can also look very professional with these. T-shirts, black t-shirts like this, black, gray, or OD, dark maroon. Just go, this is a Hanes t-shirt. They're like $6. Grab a couple of t-shirts to throw inside of there. These t-shirts are very inconspicuous. They don't draw a lot of attention to people. Kind of a dark color, kind of out of the way. They don't say, hey, we saw a guy with this AC/DC on his shirt, or big, yellow shirt. It's just, hey, I'm staying very gray man and very hard to find. All right, I keep one gray button-down shirt. It goes with both pair of pants. And if I have to start layering because of some reason I found myself cold, then I've got this gray button-up shirt. Now, I want you to think about this. If you see me without a hat and my hair done, and I'm in a pair of khakis and a gray button-up shirt, now you're thinking casual businessman. You're not thinking tactical operator. You're not thinking somebody who's trying to bug out. You're just thinking casual businessman. All right, I keep 2 pair of long socks, 2 pair of underwear inside of here. Whatever you guys have doesn't matter. These are both Darn Tough or Smart Wool socks, And so it makes them where you can wear them a little longer. They're easier to wash. You can wash them in a sink. They wick sweat better. All right, I keep a swimming suit with me. Keep a swimming suit or a small set of shorts. You may need the shorts to do laundry. Most places have a place for you to do laundry. And then the shorts make it to where maybe it's hot outside. Maybe you need to change your look a little bit, or maybe you need to swim. For a jacket that doubles as a rain suit for me, this is an Arc'teryx shell. Now you'll be surprised, guys. I know, look, you guys are already saying, what are you doing, man? It's gonna be so cold out there. Well, maybe it is. But I can tell you as somebody who spent a lot of time outside that when it's really cold, what you really, really need is the wind to get off of you, all right? And if it's really, really wet, you just need to keep your core. So my legs could get absolutely soaked in the water, but as long as my core is dry, I'm good. So this is a hooded rain jacket, okay? Now, also, what does it say? It's Arc'teryx. It doesn't say that it's cheap. I mean, this thing was expensive. But what you look at me when you just see me walking around is you don't see somebody who's broke. You see somebody upper middle class, right? This is what I'm trying, doesn't matter what class you're from, this is what I'm trying to essentially push off to the world. I keep a second roll up. This is just an Adidas jacket. Why? If you notice when you go to other countries, that you're gonna find people in just a dark black or a dark blue jacket, and it's really nice to be able to have this. In turn, I would layer with everything else that I'm doing. All of these things, guys, notice one thing in common with every piece of gear that I have, I can fold this up into little bitty pieces. And I do, because I'm not trying to have, like, my goal is I can put all of this stuff inside of this backpack and it's a carry-on, all right? Not always a carry-on, we'll talk about that here in a second, but if it's a chance that it's a carry-on, I wanna be able to carry it on with me, and I wanna be able to carry it so I'm light and fast. I got an SOE bathroom bag. It has all the normal stuff, right? Your deodorant, your soap, your toothbrush. You're gonna be surprised if you have to go a few days without brushing your teeth, it really sucks. So make sure you have a toothbrush. I've got a beard trimmer, a razor, right? And I've got every set inside of here. Look, I'm not too proud to admit I like my beard, but if I needed to run and I needed to DX my beard, I can do it. If I need to trim up my hair or I need to DX my hair, I can do it. This is a big thing right here, okay? It's a big deal. Whatever else you have in there is your personal toiletries. Look, this is a tip for all you guys who travel a lot. Always have the small deal of poopery with you, because when you go in there and you stink up the plane, that really sucks. Or the regular bathroom, that sucks. Be courteous. All right, some more kit that I have with me that stays with me. The actual good thing about the pandemic that happened for this and an event for you is always keep a NIOSH mask with you. Look, doesn't matter where in the world you are in the world, this is acceptable. Now, look, also, Americans tend to wear hats, so don't take a hat with you. But everybody in the world wears a beanie. You'd be surprised, they even wear them in the summer. Now, make sure you got a good pair of sunglasses. Because look, ladies and gentlemen, if I'm needing to bug out and you've seen me walking right now, I'm very gray man. I'm in a black shirt, if I'm keeping my head down and I keep my shoulders down, I'm not trying to look up and look around like a proud American. I'm just trying to walk around slowly and stay in the shadows and away from people. This works very well. For the first time in history, it's actually acceptable and you can actually use it to your benefit. Don't you dare time out right now because I've got the very best. I'm saving it for the very last. Currency. I carry 10 G's with me. 10 G's stays in my bag at all times. Don't try to break in my truck and steal it from me. I also carry currencies of the countries that I intend I might see. I really like the euro. One thing that's for sure is the euro and the dollar are absolutely, you can use them anywhere in the world. Then keep the currencies from the other places in the world that you go. I don't know where you go, so pick the currencies. And don't say, oh my gosh, I can't get those currencies because I can't get them in the United States. It's not true. Go to a currency exchange, change your dollars right now. You can go get euros right now, anywhere in America. Also, if you need to play yourself off as somebody else, hey, I'm not an American, and they're like suspicious to you, you can be like, no man, here, I'm paying in euros. Or, I'm paying in pounds, right? So this allows you to pay in local currency or somebody else's local currency while you're trying to say, you know, hey, I'm here, I'm somewhere else, I'm trying to be somebody else for now. Next thing you need is, of course, your passport. Guys, if you don't have a passport, what are you doing? Go get your freaking passport. Along with your passport, make sure you have your passport ID. The reason why having your passport ID is important, you put in this little RFID thing, the reason this is important is this allows us as Americans to go to Canada or Mexico. Just give them this. But it also acts as your main form of ID, like a driver's license. So does your passport. But have them both with you. In case you lose this one, you have this one. No matter where you are in the world, you can get to an embassy, right? Like you can get to an embassy and show them this. This doesn't count as this, but this will get you in the door. That's what's important. Remember, wherever you are in the world, always find out where your embassy is and have a way to get there at all turns. All right, along with my currency, I have silver. It's not a lot of silver. I'm not a prepper that says I need to buy all of this silver, but I do have some silver because universally worldwide, I can trade silver. Another form of currency I have 3 prepaid credit cards. These prepaid credit cards, I'm not gonna tell you how much is on them. They ride around inside my bug out bag wherever I go, no matter where I go, so that I'm using them without a trace. Nobody knows how I got those, they're just prepaid credit cards. Guys, listen, if you are having to leave and bug out, there's a great chance you need to make sure that you do not leave behind an electronic signature. So you're not using your credit cards or you're not using your debit card, you're using your, or if you do use it immediately once and don't use it at your destination. So like, yes, I'm having to bail out of here right now. It's a problem. Go grab as much money as your ATM will let you or go withdraw from your bank and then drop it. Now, remember, do not get on a plane or traveling to another country with more than 10,000 US dollars. And that means that's a mixture of all of this. US dollars and whatever other currency, make sure it doesn't add up to more than $10,000 or they'll put your neck in a ringer. If they ask you why you have cash, hey, I'm just a tourist. I'm just using my cash when I need, as I need it. That's a very common thing. If you're in the Middle East, you're pretty much gonna have to pay with cash everywhere. So they understand that. A computer. I have never turned this computer on. It's never been turned on. There's no anything linked to me on this computer. It's very light, it's very easy to move around. Keep a computer with you everywhere you go. You're like, hey, but why? Well, it's never been turned on. When I do turn it on, I can hook it up to local Wi-Fi's because I may need to get news. Now listen, those of you who think like you're sure that there's an EMP bomb that's gonna hit, first off, you should go to my Patreon and listen to the gentleman that does this for a living talk about EMP bombs. They're not at all what you think or what the general internet wants to tell you. Or they're not also the same thing from George Bush's days in 2002 and 3 when he had this thing, the EMP Commission put together. A lot of things have changed in the last 25 years. Trust me on that. It's not what you think. So even if there is an EMP, there will still be satellite internet. There will still be internet in other countries. America could be burning down, just like Ukraine. There's a war going on in Ukraine right now. It could be burning down, but there's still internet, there's still cell phone service. That stuff still is going to exist regardless of the event that you think. New Madrid, Yellowstone volcano. Listen, at some point in time, you're always going to be able to get some sort of information. A computer that has no digital trace to you is really, really important. The next thing is, this is some of that nitty-gritty stuff that I was telling you guys about that you need to stay here for. Actually, I'm not going to show you that. Make you keep watching. If you watch any of this video, make sure you watch to the end because what I'm about to teach you on the phone will save your life. All right, guys, I've got my trinket bag here. It's another SOE bag. It Velcros into the SOE bag as it sets now. Now, what do I carry in here? I carry my phone charger, all right? I carry a water purifier, oddly. I carry a Sharpie marker. I carry 2 ways that I can charge my extra phone or computer, just in this little bag. I carry 2 more on the outside that I can charge my batteries with. Look, this is the most important thing I carry inside of here. I carry plugs for other countries. and then a plug for the United States so that I can plug into these other countries so I can charge multiple devices at once. All right, and then I have all my normal just cords to charge everything. Guys, this goes with me everywhere because you never know where you're gonna land. All right, I already see some of you guys saying, hey, I'm an American, I'm a patriot, I'm gonna die here. Bro, I'm an American, I'm a patriot. I will gladly give my life up for this country right now. But let me tell you, if the country's in some sort of a chaos, I can't help anybody if I'm dead. I can't. And if that means I can go to Mexico, or that means I can go to Canada, or that means I can hop a plane and I can go to Europe, or I can go to the Middle East or Africa or China, it doesn't matter. If I can go there and I can live until the initial event has happened, I can make sure and take all of my information and make a game plan, gather and organize, then I can go back and help. If the United States crumbles, your worst SHTF that you could ever think about, the UK is gonna be fine. All of Europe's gonna be fine. They may be in a little turmoil. There may be some things coming down the line. Canada's gonna be fine. Mexico's gonna be fine. Yes, there's some areas in Mexico that you don't wanna go to, but there are a lot of places that you can go. You can go to Cabo right now and be fine. You can go to, even if America's collapsing, you can go to Cabo, you can go to Puerto Vallarta, you can go to a lot of places and be just fine for a moment. The amount of cash and the credit cards and your passport allow you to do this. The way you dress allows you to look like a businessman or somebody who is upper middle class on a vacation. And you can blend in and you can talk to people with authority. No, I'm here on business. No, you have the wrong guy. I'm here on business. Remember, lie, deny, counter, accuse. But I can do all this based off how I'm dressed and the money that I have. Look, you can go to Europe or Mexico or anywhere like that, and with, 10 grand on credit cards and 10 grand inside your total with cash, with all of your currency, you can go over there and you can live probably 3 or 4 or 5 months. Little hotel to little hotel, places that will just take cash to check you in, so you're not leaving a footprint, you're not having to give them, know where you are, you're constantly moving. You can stay at this hotel tonight, check in right before dark, check out right before daylight, and then get on the road and start moving. You can go to little coffee shops or diners and check and find out what people know about you, where you are. Make sure that you're not contacting people that you know, because if you do, then they're gonna eventually be able to peg you down like that. So you're using this just for information. But I have this kit set up like this on purpose so that I can move around, gather information, and then come back and be a viable option in the United States. Now look, if I can't get out of the United States because something happened so bad, that's okay too. Like, all of this stuff right here will still get me home. What a quinky dink. And I have another truck bag. But if it ends up that I have to leave, this is it. And listen, I'm gonna tell you guys again, if you do not have a passport, grow up and be an adult. It's $250. Go apply for a passport now. You literally are cutting your opportunities in life by like 2/3. Who knows if you met somebody tomorrow and said, hey, let's go to Cabo. You can't. Hey, let's go to Paris. You can't. Hey, I got a business deal for you in Dubai. Jump on a plane. Dude, I can't. I don't have a passport. Like, not having a passport is just looking at yourself saying, I don't think I'm going anywhere in life. There's no excuse for you not to have a passport. It lasts for 10 years. Even if you're never going to use it, it was still worth the $250 just in case. All right, let's talk about some little trinkets that I have. I have 3 ways in here to purify water: a regular bottle, a purifying straw. This one is the Grail, and it works really good. And I have a SteriPen. The SteriPen will make it to where you can purify water. Now, do I expect to purify water on this trip? No, but you might end up in a place where you need to. I don't expect to be running on the ground. I expect to be using transportation. Maybe it's somebody else's transportation, maybe it's another country's transportation. Oh, I forgot to tell you guys, another piece of currency that I use is a Rolex watch. So, in the event that I'm bugging out, this watch will immediately come off, the Rolex will go on. Why? One, I don't want to look tactical at all. I don't want to look like any sort of a gunfighter. I don't want to look like a threat. I just want to look like the middle-class businessman that, hey, This guy's here, that's really cool. He's just here for business. And worst case scenario, I can trade this for a lot. Worldwide, people know what the Rolex is. I can trade this maybe to get across a border. I could trade this maybe for a car because I needed transportation. I could trade this maybe because there's a black market everywhere and I need a gun. I don't know. I can trade this for a lot of things, and that's why I carry a Rolex. I carry a small roll of Gorilla Tape. Never know when you're gonna need duct tape. You'll be surprised what this duct tape can do for you. I carry a small rat's tourniquet. You literally never know when you're gonna use this to save you or somebody else's life. Have one handy all of the time. This or a cat tourniquet, I don't care what you pick, have one ready. Cigarette lighter, just a big normal cigarette lighter. Again, I'm not trying to think, like, I have the ability here that if I needed to sleep outside, I could, but that's not my goal. I don't want to sleep outside. All right, Carmex. I find myself getting dehydrated a lot. I typically use Carmex when it's really cold outside or dusty outside to put it in my nose so that my nostrils don't dry out and it doesn't become sore. I keep Carmex for my lips, or Burt's Beeswax for my, I keep Burt's Beeswax for my lips because, like I said, I get really dehydrated on trips like this when you're having to spend a lot of time traveling. Bins 100% DEET mosquito spray. Guys, listen, you or somebody you're with may absolutely need this. Have this stuff with you. All right, I carry two different types of flashlights, okay? One type is the Surefire Tactician. Why do I carry this one? It's a super bright light, and it can be used as a weapon if I needed it to, a hard blunt hitting object, or just to really light something up. I also keep the small Surefire light. Son of a gun, I don't even know what it's called. This little small looking Surefire light. So my idea is I don't use this one unless it's an emergency, and I use this one for everything. This one's rechargeable, this one's not. Keep the recharging kit with you at all times. Everybody's gonna let you carry a flashlight when you go. Okay, I keep Moleskin with me. Moleskin, because if you're constantly moving and you're moving on your feet, you may get a blister. Those darn tough socks may not be able to cover it for you all the way. You may get a blister. You may want this really bad. If you're watching to this point and you don't keep watching, you're really making a mistake, because I'm literally gonna give you the very best information in this entire video at the very end of this, because I need you to watch it all the way through. All right, business sport coat. I keep this one with me. Sometimes I have a blue one. I have a lot of different ones. This is a on the top, it's not packed. If I had the ability to take this, I take it. If I don't, I don't. But if you walk in, a sport coat and some khaki pants are probably gonna get you into any lounge that you want, any first class lounge that you want, any restaurant that you want, and then you can start playing on people with your lie, deny, counter, accuse, right? I find that if you're at an airport and you stay tucked away and you get in one of the lounges, it makes it to where there's a lot of big traffic that's not on you, a lot of cameras aren't on you, less chance you're gonna bump into somebody that you know. You can just kind of stay in the shadows in the back. You can get food inside those lounges, they're free. That's a great thing to do. Already walking in like a businessman is gonna get you there, right? The things that are going to kind of be controversial for you to carry, but I carry them, and this is where you may have to check your bag in. If you have to check your bag in, that's okay. Listen, if I have the opportunity to carry it on, I'll carry it on. But if I'm actually running and I need to check it in, I don't mind doing it. One of them is a sat phone, all right? The satellite phone is really hard to track. It's like dang near impossible. I mean, I know they can do it, but sat phone. The problem is other countries really kind of start giving you a hard time with the sat phone. Like if you have one, have a good excuse to have one. All right, an out the front knife. All right, I like the out the front knife because it offers a very quick tool to help you. A multi-tool, just a Leatherman multi-tool. It's not a big one, it's not a heavy one. None of this stuff is heavy, but add it all up, starts getting heavy when you gotta carry it around. Remember, the most important thing you guys are trying to do right now is just get somewhere else and get in a hotel. Just get somewhere else and get in an Airbnb. Just get somewhere else and choose shelter. The idea is not at all to be combative or any of that, all right? But we are getting to that. I also carry this Spider Point Deltica 4, I think that's what it's called, Spyderco. It's a TNP version. This doesn't say tactical. This one does. This one says I might be tactical. This is legal in most countries. It doesn't say tactical. Can I still use it if I needed it? Could I still fight with it if I had to? Yes, would not be my goal, but you might need a knife for something. Again, you might have to check this bag on, that's okay. All right, on the outside of my bag, I carry this with me. I carry a Smith & Wesson Shield in a G-Code Eclipse holster. This is the older Shield, so it only holds like 7 rounds, and then I've got this piece on it to make it hold 8. I've got excess big dots on there, and guys, this is I choose this because it's very slim. If I'm wearing shorts, if I'm wearing a suit, something like that, I can put this on. I also choose this as, I think you can pick these up right now for like $300, $350. So altogether, I've got maybe $600 in this. Look, if I have to leave the country, if I have to travel inside the country, I might put these inside of a Pelican case, unload them and put them inside my bag and take them, right? Or just a hard locked case, doesn't matter. I can buy one at the airport. Like you can walk into the airport, you can walk in in your backpack, you walk into the airport, at the front there's a bunch of little luggage pieces. You can take some of your cash and buy a little box and a lock for it, unload this, put it in there, run it through security, and you can go anywhere in America with this, right? Maybe you just need to get out of Charlotte, North Carolina, and you need to get to LA. You can do that. Then when you're done, you've got this gun. Now, let's say I know that I have to leave the country and there's no way that I can take this gun. Maybe it's to a place that you can, but most of the time you can't. So if you can't take this, fine. Hide it somewhere so that if you ever had to come back, you could get to this. But if I lose $600, if it comes to me having to save my life, $600 is worth it to lose. All right, this is the part that you guys have been waiting for. Here it is. If you have stayed this long, bravo. This is the best piece of advice I'm going to give you, and I think it was worth you staying. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I carry 3 phones, okay? 3 phones, and I carry 1 puck. Now, if you go to Patreon, I'll tell you how to use these exactly. 1 puck, every phone has VPN. 1 phone is from Poland. 1 phone is from the Middle East. And my iPhone is an international iPhone that holds 2 SIM cards. 2 of these phones have never ever been turned on, ever. They don't have a SIM card in them. It's not like America where you have to have a plan. You can literally go buy a SIM card whatever country you land in. As long as it's never been turned on and it's not a USA phone, as soon as you get to this country, plop your SIM card in, turn your SIM card on, you look like just a normal person from that country. When you're leaving that country, pop that SIM card out, toss it away, go grab another one, pop that SIM card in, you look like just a normal European, like a normal somebody from the Middle East, and you bought their SIM card, you paid $25, $30 for it, and you got 1,000 minutes, and you're good. That's all you need. That's how you be able to communicate to people. Same thing with this iPhone. I can put 2 SIM cards in here, so it'll ring to me on 2 different things. International iPhone. If you don't have one, get you one. Now, last thing I have is a Faraday bag for my personal phone. In the event I don't want to leave my personal phone, I'll shut my personal phone off. I'll put it inside of this Faraday bag. I'll close it and I'll take it. Now, why would I keep my personal phone? Well, if you think you're coming back, it's worth keeping your personal phone. If you're never coming back, you may just need to get some numbers out of there to transfer and then you're done, which you can do. Just make sure that you keep it on airplane mode and in this bag until you get, and make sure that when you're doing it, you're going to another spot. So if I was flying on an airplane and I had a 10-hour flight, when I was on that airplane is when I would get everything I needed off my phone, maybe delete that phone, right? Just totally crash that phone, put it back in the Faraday cage and get rid of it when I got done. Whatever. Again, this is an emergency. You're not expecting to have to do this, but that's why. So the most important thing is have international phones to where you can go, you're never using this phone. You know, I bought this phone, it was no big deal. I bought it internationally. You can order an international phone to you. Order an international phone, don't turn it on. Just keep it where it's never been turned on. That's it. Get a good case for it so you're not gonna break it. And then in the event you have to turn it on, bam, you're good. All right, and then the very last thing that I do in there is I keep an old SLAPJACK, because the worst thing, if somebody's like, dude, what is this for? I could be like, oh man, it was an antique. I bought it at a store. Nobody uses these anymore. Chances are they're probably not gonna ask you what it's for at all. But if they do, and they're like, oh, you can't have it, cool, you can have it back. But best case is you got a nice little whopping SLAPJACK with you. All right, Outlaws, listen, thank you. Thank you for watching. I hope this bag helps you. This is a very important, very serious bag. It's more practical to me than all of the other things that you see on YouTube of all these combat, getting gunfights, you know, world's gonna come to an end. Because the truth is, if the world is coming to an end, let's say there's an EMP bomb and you're trying to get home. Dude, you don't need food in there, right? You don't need food with this because you can buy it at the airport. You can buy it at the train station. You can buy it at a gas station. Tuck your hat down low, don't look up, go in, buy it. Shrug your shoulders down, keep your head down, go in, buy it, walk out, you're fine. You can get all the food and all the water that you need. You don't have to have that stuff with you, especially right after an event. You have time. Now, if whatever event you're thinking is gonna take years and years and years, yeah, maybe you need to have the years worth of food in the stockpile and all the guns and all the ammo. But this is more practical to me. Something can happen that disrupts your life immediately, and you need to have some time to think about it in another area. This is what this offers you. All right, guys, do me a favor, like, subscribe, hit the bell notifications. Guys, I need comments. Did you ever think about any of this stuff? What am I missing? Tell me what I'm missing that I could add to this, still fit in this bag and work. Appreciate you watching. Outlaw out.